Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we're going to the 682 changelog. It came just now. I'm with Sam and Awi. We're gonna discuss a little bit about it. It's kind of first impressions because I think you guys are reading it. I mean, Kurt, you probably read this before?
Yeah, I read it before.
Yeah, and Sam is the first time reading it. I read it before, so we're going to
You
take a
gave
look
me
at some
three,
of this
dude.
stuff.
You gave me three.
Yeah. So first of all, terrain changes. As I was saying, this is the first time it happens in I think 5 years of Dota. I mean, things like the neutrals have been moved around, but this is actually fully changed in terrain. So let's start at the beginning. Fountain area is high ground now. Does it matter?
There's. I actually really hate this change. I think it's good for pubs. I think they could have done a more creative situation because there are games where you fountain dive,
Mhm.
and I think those games are good. And there are certain games where you need to kill them in their fountain in order to win when you're extremely behind, especially if you had like an Athblade Dag and Tinker.
Mhm.
You could literally kill them at the
Yeah,
spawn.
about that. Forget about the Tinker, but we'll get to that later.
Well, like no. I mean, like it still applies. Like if you have an Athblade Dag and Tinker and like you're extremely behind, there
Yeah.
are situations where you snipe their carry,
Uh-huh.
and then if their carry joins up with his team, you lose the game. But if you can somehow get into his base with like a creep or like a Visage Bird, you could actually get him in his fountain.
Yeah.
And you could kill him there, and you could win a game like that. And if that happened in a game, it would actually be like the best game ever. I think.
Right.
Like that would be so cool, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
To me,
yeah.
it seems super cool. But like,
Yeah,
I
I
think
know.
That's like so rare though, dude.
yeah, I know, but like, there's so many easy and creative solutions you could create that help the pub situation without removing something like that. Because just the potential of something happening like that is good for the game, I think. Because these plays are what are remembered, right? Like everyone knows like Diego countering every attack in Street Fighter, and like that's something people. I don't know. I think it would be good if that was in.
Yeah. The other thing about this is that the attack range is 1200 and true sight is 1200. So there's no way to put. Well, actually, yeah, it's gonna be kind of impossible to put a ward of high ground there. Like if you put a ward in high ground, the true sight can see it. Do you know what I mean? So the only way
Yeah.
to actually see what's in the fountain is to be there and be in attack range, or put a ward and it will die immediately, or have something that has flying vision, of course. So yeah, I think this kind of agrees with what you say, which is
It's basically just a pub change, right? Like
Yeah.
people are having
Yeah.
trouble fountain camping.
feels like that. So the other thing is rework terrain surrounding the Roshan area and reworked a lot of things. Let's actually watch the pictures, and I just show details. And I'm clicking on the first picture, which is the Roshan pit. And now if you see the Roshan pit, it's
Holy
moved
shit.
to where the ancients were, more or less.
And the ancients are pushed up.
And the ancients are pushed up here, like on top of Roshan, right? So looking from the, like, in terms of the different, the ramps from both Radiant and Dire, it seems that Roshan is kind of similar distance to both of them. But at
Yeah.
the same time, it also feels like if you're Dire and you TP to tier 1 bottom, you kind of have to walk a lot to get to Roshan, but if you have a blink, you can blink straight to Roshan. Is this more of a making things even, like Radiant Dire, or is it still Dire advantage, just on this change alone?
I think Radiant. I mean, just this. If like right now, if you have Dota, you just change this change. I think Radiant would have an advantage because, in my opinion, Radiant lanes are so much better than Dire lanes. It's just my opinion. I'm sure AUI can see the scenario, but I don't know for sure what this change is. That like it's hard for me to still see without like playing it.
There is
I-
also a ward spot behind Roshan. I don't know if you can see it. It's just like on top of Roshan. But Roshan is still like ghost zone, so you cannot see inside Roshan if you put a ward there.
Okay, so that ward's basically for Radiant. You can see Dire tier 2 and stuff, or
Yeah,
around there.
Yeah, and
and
you
take a
can
shot.
see ancients and stuff.
S-
Not Roshan.
So basically, what this change does is like right now, if you don't take the Dire mid tier 1, it's really hard to contest Roshan.
Mhm.
Right now, like it's still reasonably hard to contest Roshan. Well, I mean, with this change, it's still reasonably hard to contest Roshan unless you take the Dire bottom tier 1.
Yeah.
But taking like their offlane tower is like 10 times easier than taking their mid tower.
Right.
So I mean, this change definitely moves into a way like because right now Dire is basically you take Roshan. That's the strategy
Yeah.
of Dire.
Yeah.
And Radiant is you win lanes and snowball, which isn't that good. Like there are some. I mean, like we're gonna talk about later, but there are some lane changes to make Dire a bit more competitive in that aspect too. So I think
Right.
it's a good change.
Okay. So that's the Roshan change, and I wish I could go back for some reason. Oh,
Holy shit.
there it is.
Holy shit.
So the next picture, we can see the dire trees, and we can see again, like if you walk there, I think you can still pull. If you're like, for example, Beastmaster, I think you can still pull ancients with access. I mean, I'm looking at the.
You can pull them to the lane.
No, not to the lane, but you can stack.
Oh yeah.
You can stack.
And it's super easy to stack for like it looks like it's super easy to stack with anyone actually on the Dar offlane.
Yeah.
I mean, something that actually can go through the trees. I'm actually looking at the trees, and I'm not sure if there's actually a terrain difference, or if you break the trees, you can walk towards the ancients. It looks like you can.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, Tiva.
Hi.
So I think there's a cliff there,
Yeah, there is a cliff because there's a stair. Yeah.
but it's probably really easy to stack them for the offlane now.
And there's a little bit more paths going with the trees as well, so there are like some workarounds and new juke spots there.
Where are you guys at right now?
Oh, we're looking at the second picture of the new map changes. So if you go to where it says reward terrain surrounding the Roshan area, you scroll a little bit down, it says show details. Second picture.
Oh, okay. Show details. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's where Roshan. Okay, all right.
So that's new Roshan.
Hold on. Where are the ancients?
The ancients are on top of Roshan.
There's like a little Roshan pit
Oh.
above it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we have that, and then there's Roshan there, which, yeah, you can blink, but if you want to walk from Dire Tier 1, it's still quite a walk. And offlane seems to have a little bit more juke spots. It's going to be interesting to check the both sides of the tower to see if you can actually hide. Or maybe do some stuff like Clock used to block creeps there. So maybe there's something like that too, worth exploring.
Oh my god.
So, I don't know if you guys spoke about it already or not, but so what happens to the ward placements now?
Oh, you can't see Roshan from that ward.
No, I know you can't see it like because he has like the Roshan fog, but I mean like wards as in like seeing the opponent medium camp from the rune spot from Dire.
Yeah.
Like all those changed now, right? Because of this. Well, like where would Dire ward?
I mean, you still have the ward spot from Radiant.
Yes, for Radiant, but from Dire?
From Dire,
Is there a ward spot to the left of Roshan that can see rune and stuff?
I don't know, where do they...
I think you can just place one there. Like
Okay,
I think you just
like,
place one
just-
that clip there, right? Yeah.
yeah, like just right off the ramp. I think you can still see rune with that. Like it's not good, but like it's
You know what I'm talking about, right, Curtis?
yeah, like the hard to
norm-
ward one, the obnoxious one. Yeah, you can place from fog.
Yeah, well, there's that. But I mean, like at early game where you put it so you can see the Radiant medium camp.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, like you go into the ancients and then you place it from there, right?
Right. So where is that one now?
I mean, it just doesn't exist. But like I think
Oh
like
my.
in the same sort of space, like just above the Roshan pit to the left, like I think you can still place a ward there and you'll see. I mean, I can't say
you
this. but I
probably
haven't put it
can't
on
see
map.
the ancients from there though, because you have to break some trees.
No, you can't. But it'll protect your ancients like the same way. It's
Yeah,
just that like that ward was the best ward on Dara when you were behind because you could place it without getting seen, basically.
Exactly. That word was so key.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
moving
like-
on to the next picture. The next picture is close to the secret shop. There's, I guess, the important part of this picture is there's the Hon ward, like the ward in Dire Tier 2 tower. Do you see the ward spot? There's an eye.
Wait, where? You
I mean that bush? Or what?
No.
that's hill, high ground.
High ground. Like there's a cliff with an eye.
Like where it makes sense a ward should go, but you can't.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then they just added that.
Yeah. Hon had that
you
ward.
can put a word there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So
see.
there's-
What are you reading right now?
There's 2 Mount
Huh.
Everest now, dude.
We're
go-
on like the pictures. We're on the third picture. If you open the
Oh, Sing is here. Hi,
details.
Sing.
Hello, Bruno-chan.
How's it going?
Good. I'm reading this patch. I'm not sure if I'm playing the same game still.
Yeah, I think this is League now, right?
Wait. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest change. There might be a change. I'm looking at the trees, and there might be a change. I think there's an extra path going out of the secret shop. Or am I crazy?
Fucking crazy,
Wait.
man.
Yeah, okay, never mind.
What the fuck?
No, never mind, never mind. But yeah, so that's the war thing, and that's what matters right now. So moving to the next picture, we're going to the Radiant secret shop. And this is actually big for me, because if you see, there's a path going from the Radiant top tier 1 towards the secret shop.
I think the bigger, like to the ancients as well. It's fucking big. So much easier to walk there.
Yeah. And the thing is, yeah, you can go to the ancients, but most importantly, it's like, you can see it the two ways, right? First of all, if you want to buy something in the secret shop, you just go there, you get close. You don't even have to walk to the secret shop. You just get close to the trees and buy. And second, and most importantly, it means that you have an extra escape route. So if someone comes to gank you, like an enchantress or Chen that used to go behind the secret shop and gank you, now you have a third exit route. So they need to invest one more hero to roam to kill you. And even if they invest 3 heroes, they kind of are split. So I think this actually favors the Radiant offlaner. What do you think?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I guess it's like an easier. It's a way you can gank him as well behind the tower.
Mm-hmm.
It's like both ways, I think, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, that's a change. Apparently, there's not much more to say about that. If you go to the next picture, you see there's the similar ward in the Radiant side in tier 2. So, Radiant tier 2 top as a Hun ward as well. A ward that allows you to see tier 2.
Yeah, I like that's a good. They've added one on both sides. So.
Yeah. So, I guess this is kind of like a necessary ward. There used to be like wards behind the trees, like in the left edge of the map to spot the Tinkers. Maybe with these, I don't know how big the war range is, but you might be able to see the trees a little bit and see if someone is hiding in the trees.
I don't know. That's like the earlier one. It's like that's scary for Radiant offlane now. Like you have to like be careful for that gank coming that way, in my opinion. Because most supports they always smoke around when the tower is pushed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this one is just like if the offlaner's up a bit farther, closer to the tower, and not behind the tower, it's like it's a lot easier to gank him because he can't just run to the river anymore.
Yeah.
And go to the right side. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so next picture, and there's 2 more. So next picture is bottom lane. And now there are some holes in the trees. So essentially, if you're the dire offlaner and you're standing there, you can stand and it's harder to gank you. Because you can still stand in experience range and see what's going on in the jungle without you having to put a ward there.
Yeah, it's actually really big.
So
I mean,
nice for melee heroes, man.
Yeah, that's actually
Stupid
so
supports have to run in to hit you, and then you're like this void guy with 5 armor, poor man shield, and 60 damage of it. You club him in the face, and you're like, fuck you, support,
No,
get the fuck out of here.
You can just juke around those trees as well, like, the hell?
Fuck juking, man. He has to come in the trees to hit you, and then you hit him back. Like, if you play the Skydive and you walk into the trees and there's void waiting for you and he's touching you and you can't leave.
Exactly.
That
You
is one
love
way to
touching,
put
don't
it.
you?
Can't leave.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't think you can zone offlaner without a lane ward now.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. The last picture is also right there. And if you see, there's multiple paths to the top of the secret of the size shop now. So if you're going there, I think first of all, I think you don't need to break a tree to go out, because I can see a path. And second, it's not only one path, so you can actually juke because there are some trees that allow you to go around. Doesn't look in itself like a big thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that big.
Yeah.
The one on the left side is...
It just makes it obnoxious to zone offlaner if
Yeah.
you don't like know which side they're on.
Yeah.
Like you're running in there, you can't go quickly, or like if they because they get in full melee range of you. Like every offlaner just beats up supports.
Yeah. Anyways, offlaning seems to be easier than ever.
Like, more exciting. Can do more.
Yeah. I mean, I'm wondering if it's worth putting an offlaner now, if you actually can put a normal lane there and contest.
I mean, like dual lanes should be way stronger, and they're already good.
Yeah, I mean, is
think-
it like even an offlane anymore, or
No,
is it
dual
just...
lanes got buffed. Like
Hold on,
already dual lanes are so strong some games. Like what the hell.
Can I get a recap here? I was AFK. What did I miss?
No,
Okay, fine, whatever. Forget
You
it.
missed the dire offlane getting a huge buff. Dude.
Yeah.
you missed us figuring out Dota.
Oh man.
Their offlane got
Darn
a
it.
huge buff, and the Radiant offlane seems to get a tiny buff, but we'll
Oh,
see.
there's like different paths now to the offlane?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Okay, alright, I got it.
Okay, going back to the changelog now, and this is actually one that I want to talk about. Like, added the bounty rune. So now every 2 minutes there are 2 runes that spawn, one on each side. One is always a bounty rune that gives experience and gold and can be bottled, and the other one is the normal rune. And if you don't grab the rune by the end of the 2 minutes, there's a new rune, like their runes change.
S2 Gaming. Oh god.
I think this is huge. Probably the biggest change to me in the patch.
Is it the bounty rune?
I mean, not the rune. The fact that if you're mid, you can pretty much 100% secure a rune.
Mm-hmm.
That's so big actually.
Well,
It has to be the support securing runes now, I think, because like
Yeah,
actually you're actually just gonna get your side of the rune every game unless if it's trialing versus trialing. Like you're just getting your rune, and you like it reduces the luck factor a lot, but like I don't know. It just
The
means
way-
every core is gonna get a bot or two.
the way I see it is your laning stage is starting to matter much more. Like much
Yeah.
more. So whoever has the least greedy heroes and can control lanes better is gonna have a huge advantage early game. You can even run 2 bottles, right? Like you can capture the other rune,
Mhm.
the bounty rune.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so you can even run like 2 bottles and just cover everything. Like you don't even need to worry about bottle crowing for the most part, unless you're like really far behind.
Oh
or
wait,
something.
it gives ball charges too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
It's
course.
not just.
You're
I thought it was
capturing
just
a rune,
like
right?
Jesus.
It's a
You're
rune.
capturing a rune, so
Yeah.
I think now more than ever, laning stage is gonna matter much more.
Okay, so here's my question, right? Like, before Battle Crown was nerfed, like a long time ago, there was a meta game where people would run Magnus or these heroes that like will just farm the crit wave, spam their mana, get constant like regen from the bottle. And I mean, if you would try to play Zeus or try to play Queen of Pain or those heroes that are kind of like trying to do this battle of attrition, it wouldn't work because Battle Crown would be like, fuck you, I don't care about you, Zeus. Isn't this kind of like that? Is it like we're going to see a lot of tanky, resilient heroes that get the rune all the time and just spam the spells and don't fight against each other mid?
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of
Yeah.
heroes who are just pushing the mid lane in and just running to the rune, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing like Quap again, like these really lane dominant heroes.
Even Beastmasters, like stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Beastmaster too, probably. And I haven't read far enough to see if Beastmaster got buffed or not, but yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think this is gonna be huge personally. And the bounty rune, it gives 50 XP plus 5 per minute. So if you get it like at 10 minutes, it's 100 XP. 50 gold plus 2 per minute. So if you get it at the 10 minute, it's 70 gold. Doesn't sound like much. I mean, it's less gold, less XP, like a little bit more than a creep.
Yeah,
Both scenarios.
I think it has more to do with the fact that you get to refill your bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
big.
So moving on, denied creeps give less experience. So they give, they give less experience. That's the short version of it. So denying matters more now. And first blood bonus goal decreased from 200 to 150.
How much less experience? How much less experience?
Essentially, if you deny the full initial creep wave, right now, like before, you got 144 XP, and now you get 113. So it's a net loss of about 20% experience, less experience.
It matters a lot for the range creep, right? Because before, like if you denied range creep, they lose 5 EXP.
Oh, they
Now they actually lose something.
How about for melee heroes, like melee versus range
It's
heroes?
the-
that
all
that
the
got moved a while ago.
Yeah, they all get the same.
Oh,
So,
There's no advantage to the melee hero anymore.
okay.
it's a big buff to
big buff for Dendy.
laning Artor.
Denies over creeps.
If you deny one melee creep, they don't get level 2 now too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So that's actually pretty big in some mid matchups. Because like some mid matchups, like they want one support to gank you, but their mid is level 2. So if you focus on getting denies and you get one denied, like you can't be ganked anymore.
Fair enough. Okay, and then like the next two kind of come together. I'm gonna let you read it if you want. It's so confusing that it's not worth going in detail right now because it looks like, I don't know, like a math problem from college. But essentially what it means is if your team is ahead in experience, you get less XP per kill. And if you're behind in experience, you get more XP per kill. And the same with gold. So let's say you're 20,000 gold behind, you get a kill, you get more gold. You're 20,000 gold ahead, you get a kill, you get less gold.
Damn.
Is there TZ trying to join? I guess people are spamming caller TZ.
He has a match soon. I don't think he's gonna come.
He's like, let me get in there.
Oh.
Okay, anyways. Yeah.
So basically, this opens more room for comebacks. I'm not so
Yes.
sure how relevant it is because I didn't really understand.
Yeah, this is confusing.
Yeah, this is really confusing. Like I actually don't.
I need
really
to like
understand.
read this shit.
Yeah, you gotta take the time, sit down.
Yeah, you
clear
need to
your
like
mind.
get a notepad out, dude.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, from what you told me, then that only means that, you know, higher chance of comebacks, right?
Yeah, essentially that's it. Hey Arthur,
Hey,
how's it going?
Oh, look who it is.
well, this patch is not good, man. No,
Dodo
Not
2,
good.
man. Dodo 2.
Well, you can't deny Arthur. Dude, if you can deny, you win this patch.
no. I'm just gonna pick Razor every game still. Razor and DP are still gonna get picked.
Yeah,
So,
Razor
You
is
guys are right now.
we're gonna get there soon, but we're like looking at the golden XP. Essentially, this is all comeback. So if in League of Legends, when you get killed a lot, you give less gold. In Dota now, if you're 2 ahead, you get less and less gold each time. Well, not less and less gold. It's the other way around. If you're behind, you get more and more gold for every kill you get, and more and more XP.
Do you get less if you're ahead?
You know, you get the same. Like, if
Okay.
you're 0 gold ahead, or you're like 1,000 gold ahead, or 10,000, it's always the same. But if you're behind, it gives you more and more and more. Okay, so moving on, because this is confusing and probably will make sense when we play a little bit more. But this is actually another huge thing. Glyph of Fortification cooldown is now refreshed when you lose a tier 1 tower.
I think this is like the biggest, one of the biggest.
I think so too.
This is actually the biggest change, dude.
Yeah.
Bye-bye pushing.
I mean, there's so much relying on cooldowns and things like that right now in this game. It's especially spell cooldowns. This is you have
Correct
to
me,
time this glyph really well and stuff. And now it's like you can just have this glyph.
correct me if I'm wrong, but now it's always worth glyphing a tier 1, even if it's gonna fall and no one can defend it, because you'll get the refresh.
Yes.
So there's no situation where you wouldn't glyph a tier 1 that's about to die. Correct? If you're not glyphing, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Tier 2 tower's armor is increased from 20 to 25, so it's harder to push again. And the bounty goal for towers is significantly reduced. It's like 100 less at level 1, and about 120 less in level 4.
Yeah, it's a good change. Now
Yup.
people are gonna, instead of like death pushing, they're gonna do other stuff because there's now a new glyph and like all this other shit.
I think China was hit the hardest with this change because the way Chinese players like they take the game, whenever they get like a small advantage, they just try to group up and go for like 5-man pushes. And right now, everything that was nerfed or I mean buffed with towers nerfed their playstyle basically. So that's gonna be hard for them to adjust, I think.
Anyways, I think, as you said, this is one of the biggest changes. And this by itself will probably force a big change in the metagame. People are saying in chat that maybe we'll see 50, 60-minute games again. Not sure, but probably not 15-minute pushes like the finals of TA4. And this is for the captains out there. In captains mode, the third ban phase order is swapped. Does it matter?
It's just a small buff for second pick.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I want to move to this all pick because this one is interesting. So this is for pubs, right? This is not for CM. So the way it works in pubs, I'm going to explain this really fast. So you have a 35-second strategy period where you can talk with your teammates or say suka 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 bliat. And then you can pick whenever you want. That's like the same as all pick. You can pick now, you can pick later. But at every time there's a team that has to pick. Like this is Dire's turn to pick. If you're Radiant, you can still pick, but it's Dire's turn to pick. If no one from Dire picks anything in 30 seconds, everyone that hasn't picked anything will start losing 2 gold per second. And then until someone picks something, and then it's now Radiant's turn to pick.
It's just gonna be so chaotic, actually.
It really is
Can you
weird.
still repick?
Yeah, you can still repick. But the thing is that this is so that people don't wait until the timer is over and then try to counter pick everything.
This just sounds like they're adding 5 minutes to every AP game or play.
Really is, dude.
My God.
I mean, it doesn't seem like it because if you don't
Wait,
pick,
you can pick faster than the 30 seconds, right?
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
you can.
but who's gonna do that, man? You see the C servers, man?
Get an instant random. Hope for the best.
I mean,
Dude,
remember,
I should
like
pick Terrorblade.
anyone from your team can pick.
Yeah.
So it's not like your personal turn to pick. If someone from your team picks, then it moves on. And if no
What is
one,
Someone's
this?
just gonna pick Shadowfiend first.
35-second strategy period.
yeah, that is the
Amazing.
part that can't be.
I can totally imagine Envy writing up like, some copy paste.
I mean, he
ready.
already does that, for sure.
Okay,
For
He's
nice.
like,
every
oh,
game.
pick Doom, pick Jakiro, pick something, like pub-winning heroes.
It's gonna be
Amazing.
so crazy. I mean, I guess you can like if some pro player joins some game, he can probably try and dictate what heroes, the whole team wants or something during strategy period if they trust him. That'd be nice.
I mean, we'll see.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
it's a decent solution to like people are saying like, oh, people try to counter pick, they don't care if they're losing gold and stuff, because like when 3 people are losing 2 gold per second, like they're gonna start caring.
and the other thing that actually
And they
matters
get forced
is,
to random.
like if you read the last change, it says if a team has not picked and continue losing gold for more than 30 seconds, a player that hasn't picked will be assigned a random hero, and the turn will resume to the other team.
Oh wait, it's by turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's gonna be 30 seconds, 10 picks. Yeah, that's actually 6 minutes of my life gone every AP game.
Do you really think that? Because I mean, you
Yeah.
can still pick. Are you gonna try hard so much that you're not gonna?
Nah, it's just the people I play with and against. I'm getting a random instantly.
Well, that takes 30 seconds away, I guess.
Cause like their first player's gonna pick, and then it's gonna be our turn, and we're all gonna pick, and then they're gonna
Yeah.
take 30 seconds. Oh, I mean it's not that much time. It's probably like 2 or 3 minutes.
Probably. The game still starts, I think. I'm not sure.
Oh, the game still starts after 1:30. Oh, that's
I'm
great
not,
because
I'm not
like
sure anymore, but probably.
every time I random, I just run to their jungle and place wards, and no one has picked yet, so I just get wards down. It's
Yeah,
great.
that's probably gonna be the case. But we'll have to test that. Ages duration decreased from 6 minutes to 5. Remember when it lasted 10 minutes? Good times.
Yeah, this is probably good.
This is good. I like it.
Probably good. Probably
Yeah.
good.
I wish they stopped it being so random though, like the respawn on Roshan.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it won't matter so much, but like right now it's Radiant. If you don't want something to scout Roshan, like you just lose some games, and it's like it's obnoxious. They get an 8-minute spawn and the game's over, and you're just like, all right, there's actually nothing we can do about that.
It's so dumb,
That's
actually.
life, man. It's
I
just
think-
life.
I think anything that decreased the value of Roshan is good. In Dota, probably.
The
I,
Rosh
mean,
is good.
I don't know, but like today versus Navi, or who do we play? Yeah, Navi. Like we killed Roshan in like 5 seconds, and we got an early
Yeah.
spawn, and like they actually can't do anything. It's impossible, and that's just a stupid way to win the game.
Yeah.
Fair enough. There's some small buffs to Roshan, particularly to Slam, which has a bigger AoE. And the damage increases by 20 every 4 minutes. So, other than hitting Eidolons probably a little bit harder, I don't think it's gonna matter much. I mean, it's a little bit of a range increase, and
Yeah, I mean it's good because like before it's too easy to take Roshan without any risk if you have any sort of summons.
Mhm.
Like any team with a Fear on could basically get Roshan, and like you don't lose anything.
okay.
They can come fuck with you, and you just press R and you wait 2 seconds in there to go push out lanes, and you get Roshan again.
Fair enough. Okay, so then comes a lot of changes on the neutrals. Essentially, I'm gonna recap this. The Swiftness Aura is now on the tomato. It's not on the center anymore. And everything, like all the attack times are adjusted so that they still attack at the same rate. But the short version of the change is the tomato now has the aura, and the center only has the stun.
It's good.
I think the
why they
centaur
did
was
that.
pretty broken though.
The centaur is broken. The Ursa
Yeah, it
sucked.
is.
Like Doom eating centaur creep was just so good. I think that was also like an indirect nerf towards Doom.
Okay. So Dark Troll Summoner and Snare duration is 0.25 second more. That doesn't matter much. And this is actually something that is really fun, which is a small satyr moves 30 units faster, so 330. And the Purge cast range increased from 200 to 350.
Yeah,
So-
and its attack range got reduced, so stop canceling my clarities.
Yeah,
that's
that
what-
also
That's the
is
biggest
say
one.
that.
That's actually my favorite.
That is actually true. But I mean, Doom stealing Purge now might be worth it. Because you don't have to be French kissing the other guy to actually
What's the mana cost now? Is it still high?
It's,
I don't even
it's
know.
still pretty high. I think it's like a 150 or 100.
That purge is ridiculously strong though. Like if you get off with Doom,
Yeah.
it
so it's
is.
probably pretty good. But like you waste your Devour on a creep that gives you 20 XP or something. That's sort of the downside.
I mean, I'm checking right now about mana cost. And damn it. 120. Yeah. And
Yeah, I
5
mean
second cooldown.
it used to be like 200 or something, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
120 is sort of reasonable.
Yeah.
And like purge is good in Dota right now. It's just that it's obnoxious to use an item that purges sucks.
Purge is good in Dota except on Zephyr. So, had to say that. Kappa. Whirlwind Reaper's Toughness Aura now works on siege units. Yeah, cool. So now you can help defend towers with a Whirlwind, I guess.
That's just the siege creep, right? Like the catapult.
Oh no, sorry, siege units. Yeah, never mind. Sorry, I was yeah, catapults. That doesn't change anything.
Probably just buffing
Yes.
Chen or something.
Okay, so listen to this because forget about the pathing. I mean, pathing is working better, but there's nothing to talk about that regarding that until you see it. The following abilities now can now be cast on spell immune allies: Ice Armor, Surge, Alacrity, Nature's Guise, Chakra Magic, Recall, and Mistcoil.
I think the Mist Coil is one of the big ones too. And the Ice Armor.
Alacrity is pretty good.
I think
too.
that
I
Ice
think
Armor.
Alacrity is
Yeah, Ice Armor. If
Uh,
you read the descriptions, it's actually such a good spell as well. I think.
You can cast Ice Armor before they BKB and not beyond them anyways, though. So like,
Yeah? Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that doesn't change anything because it's. I mean, it might in really specific situations, but usually your BKB hero has Ice Armor before the fight, anyways.
The Mistcoil is so big.
Like, Alacrity, Surge, and Mistcoil are the only ones I
GG,
think.
DK Abaddon.
Abaddon.
Yeah.
DK Abaddon.
Wow.
So the following buffs are now properly dispellable. A lot of buffs. If you see something that draws your attention, tells me otherwise. It's more like a lot of things are dispellable now.
Right, Flame Guard's pretty big. If you get a Doom Creep with a Purge and Genka Ember, you purge off his Flame Guard.
Oh my god.
Sticky Napalm. I think you can get Diffusal and run away from Sticky Napalm.
Oh, that's actually that means you can manta it off, right?
Yeah.
You can Naga Mirror Image it and manta it off, which is actually really big.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, does that mean you could disable Mana Leak, or is it just Purge? Like, I wish they had like a Purgeable and just like a, because Manta and Purge aren't the same, I think, or
Oh, I
maybe
think-
they are.
You can Yields off Curse of the Silent now too. You used to not be able to do that.
Yeah, and Mana Leak and Concussive Shot. Thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, Mana Leak is a big one actually. That spell's so annoying.
Yeah. Every time I face a Kodo, every competitive game there's a Kodo. Yep.
Yeah. Then the Dark Pact, Kraken Shield, Aphoric Shield, press the attack time lapse. No longer Purge, Poison Nova, Heaven's Halberd, and Snare, and Ioscar is low. So neither of these spells are particularly huge, other than Poison Nova. You can't dispel that anymore.